Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, let us try to solve an example of vectors in n spaces. Let's take an example. In this example, if A is a vector and if the components of this vector are 2, -1, 5 and 0, and then if we have another vector B and the components of B are 4, 3, 1 and -1, and if we have a third vector C and if the components of this vector are -6, 2, 0 and 3, and let these vectors A, B and C be vectors in R4 spaces, then we want to solve this equation. 3 times vector x plus vector c is equal to 2 times vector a minus vector b plus x. Okay, so we want to solve for x. Solve for vector x. Solve for vector x, and that's what we want to do. So to do that we're going to do the following things. Step number 1. In algebra we know how to find the value of the variable. So we have x's on both sides of the equation, so we'll bring the x to one side of the equation. So the way to do that is as follows. So we're going to distribute the 3 to every one of the terms on the left hand side. So 3 times x bar, 3 times x plus 3 times vector c is equal to 2 times vector a minus vector b plus vector x. So we'll subtract just the vector x on both sides. So therefore we will be left with 3 times vector x minus vector x plus 3c is equal to 2 times vector a minus b. So 3x minus 1x will be 2x, and then if we were to subtract 3c on both sides, then it is going to be 2x is equal to 2a minus b minus 3c. Since we want to find the value of x, we're going to divide by 2 on both sides, so therefore it becomes 1/2 of 2 vector a minus vector b minus 3 times vector c, like that. And now it is just a matter of plugging in the numbers and being able to solve for the vector x. So vector x is going to be equal to 1/2 of 2 times vector a is given to us as 2, -1, 5 and 0, minus vector b is given to us as 4, 3, 1, -1. These are the components of these vectors, minus 3 times vector c is -6, 2, 0, 3. And these are, we have substituted all the values. Now it is just a matter of simplifying them. Therefore, when we simplify, this is going to simplify as follows. 1/2, this is 1/2 of, we'll distribute the 2 to every one of the components in here, and then when we do that, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times -1 is -2, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 0 is 0. So we distributed that successfully, minus 4, 3, 1, -1, and then we need to distribute this 3 to every one of the components in here. And when we do that, we have negative of 6 times 3 is 18, and then 6 times 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 0 is 0, and then 3 times 3 is 9. So we got all the components distributed correctly. Now it is just a matter of combining all of the components inside, and the way to do that is as follows. 1/2 of, we take the first component of the first vector, second vector, and third vector and combine them. So 4 minus 4 plus 18, comma, negative 2 minus 3 minus 6, comma, and then 10 minus 1 minus 0, and then we have 0 plus 1 and then minus 9. So this is what we need to simplify now. When we simplify this is going to simplify to positive 4, negative 4 cancels out, leaving us with 18 here, comma, negative 2 minus 3 minus 6 is going to be equal to negative 11, comma, and then 10 minus 1 is 9, comma, and then 1 minus 9 is minus 8. And now we can simplify this some more, and when we simplify this is going to be, we're going to distribute the 1/2 to every one of the components in here, and when we do that, this is what we're going to come up with. This is going to be 18 divided by 2, comma, negative 11 divided by 2, comma, 9 divided by 2, comma, negative 8 divided by 2. And when we simplify that, that is going to be the value of x vector is going to be 18 divided by 2 is 9, negative 11 divided by 2, we leave it like that, 9 over 2, and then negative 8 divided by 2 is going to be negative 4. And these are the components of the vector x. We found the value of x, and this is the way we want to arrive at the solution. And pretty much we've used the basic logic of what we have used in algebra, and then isolated the x variable to one side of the equation, substituted the values of the components of the given vectors, and then simplified it. It is as simple as that. So in my next presentation, we shall look at some more examples related to vectors in n spaces.